This here is a educational psychology report for Grayson, which confirms something that Hannah and I both suspected, that he has ADHD and dyslexia. It was really important for us to get this report because when I look at Grayson, it's like looking at a little clone of me. When I was his age, I, like him, would find it very difficult to pay attention in school, find it very difficult to listen to instructions, find maths incredibly hard to get my head around. There were just certain things I just could not grasp like all the other kids in my class could. And the result of that was I just felt like I was really thick. I felt like I was just stupid the whole time. And if I had have known there was a name for it, then it would have helped me a lot with my self-esteem growing up and a feeling of just utter contempt for school. Because for me, it was somewhere where I would go to reaffirm the fact that I was just stupid. Now we've got this, my job is to drum it into Grayson that he has a unique ability to see the world from a different perspective and to see it almost like as a superpower, like he has an extra ability, like it's not going to be a hindrance to him as long as he can learn how to harness it. Because if we didn't have people in the world who are neurodiverse, the world would be pretty boring. That's what the educational psychologist said anyway when we were on a Zoom meeting with her the other day. There's so much more awareness of this stuff now, which is really good. We didn't have any of this stuff back in the day. Like, boomers would just get beaten. We would just get told we were stupid. And now, these days we can tell the kids that don't worry about it. It's completely normal to not see the world and experience information and process information like other people do. I so wish I could have gone back to my younger self and just told that kid that he wasn't stupid. This report's going to really help us with Grayson moving forward. We're now going to be able to give this to anyone who's teaching him, or even just for us to know that it's like quantified, it's stamped, that this is a thing now. So yeah, I'm really happy we had it done.
I went to something yesterday called a book spa, which is basically one of the bookshops in town in Bath does... I went to a book spa yesterday, which was my birthday present from January, and it's basically when you go into the bookshop and you sit down with someone who has similar taste in books to you, and you have coffee and cake, and you sit there and you talk about all your favourite books and what you look for in a book and which kind of characters you like and what style of writing you like and stuff like that. And then they kind of go around the shop and they pick out some books that they think that you will enjoy. I thought it would be fun to share a couple that I am reading and one I'm going to pick for October Book Club for Patreon. First one is called Gun Love by Jennifer Clement. It's written from the perspective of a teenage girl who lives in a car with her mum on the outskirts of a trailer park in Florida. The second one is Orbital by Samantha Harvey. I believe this one is about a bunch of astronauts up in space. It's written just in terms of like their thoughts and feelings while they're up in space, and they can kind of have this different perspective on the world and life. But yeah, it looks like quite a short read. Stef's actually started this one. He stole it from me last night. The third one, I'm really excited about this book. This is the book that I'm going to pick for our October book club. It's called Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. It's kind of seasonal for October. It's a bit of a creepy pick, I would say. Very high hopes. Very excited to read this. If you want to join along with me and do the Zoom discussion, I will link the Patreon link below, and we'll do it all through that. And there's a chat in Discord as well for book club. So hopefully I'll see some of you there. I'll link the book below as well. But yeah, I'm excited to get stuck into these. That's one good thing about winter in the UK, is that it's like cozy time. So you can just like stay in every night reading. Oh, I'm such a nerd. Anyway, see you later.
It was the middle of October in 1980. In the cinemas, James Bond was being a toxic white male.
I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.
You just found her.
A woman?
Our then Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher was frantically dismantling the unions, adding to national turmoil.
The ladies not for turning.
The country was rife with riots and strikes fueled by soaring interest rates and rampant unemployment. Amid the chaos, a punk subculture was emerging, defiantly rejecting both the establishment and mainstream culture.
But most importantly, in a Guildford hospital, under a piercing blue sky, an Irish woman, peppered in freckles and wild red hair, screamed like she was tearing the world in half, and from that rupture emerged a tiny, perfect human, with eyes just as piercing blue as the sky outside. That perfect little baby boy was me, born on the 15th of October 1980. And I wouldn't need to tell you any of this if Wikipedia would do its fucking job and stop ignoring my emails. It's not like I once interviewed Jodie Marsh in my pants.
Are you worried you might die?
What, from being healthy?
Yeah.
I'm telling you all of this because on Sunday, I'm going to be 44. No, it's not a sick joke. I'm going to tell you what the best thing about being vintage is, but before I tell you that, I'm going to tell you what the worst thing is, and that's the dead eyes. When I was in my 20s, up to my mid-30s, I could light in a room with my sparkly eyes. Looking at me now is like peering down two dark wells. That's just Mother Nature's way of saying, he's done. Move on, nothing to see here. Spent, on the turn. Bit gross now. Yes, you may lose your sparkle, but you do get something in return. Far more valuable. Wisdom. I know what some of you are thinking. You're not wise. You're just depressed and numb. Okay, I'll prove I'm wise. Get out your empty bowls, you starving swines, and I'll dish out some wisdom. I'll start by saying I've always had a weird relationship with birthdays. They just feel a bit, self-indulgent. Because deep down, I think we all know that nobody really cares that it's your birthday, after you're 21 anyway. Maybe your mum does at a push, but nobody cares about your pronouns, nobody cares about your birthday, and nobody cares about you. They pretend they care, but they don't. And this is why I find a lot of life really difficult, because most of it is so obviously insincere. People are saying stuff they don't mean, and it all just feels a bit weird being part of it, complicit in it. That world out there is so alien to me that I spend every day thinking about how I can make talking to a lump of plastic and glass a sustainable career path, because I don't recognise any of that stuff. But that said, despite my reservations with celebrating my birthday, they're a good excuse to reflect. And saying birthdays are a good time to reflect, no, that's not the wisdom. Consider that the hors d'oeuvre. Anyway, because my birthday's coming up, the other day I was doing a bit of reflecting. I was reflecting over the 12-year chapter of living in London, and I realised something that was rather pertinent. I know I brush my teeth every morning. I know I ate breakfast. I know I rode my Vespa to work. I know I had a red hammock, an LG TV. I know what my favourite restaurants were, but I don't actually remember any of the time I brushed my teeth. Not once in those 4,380 days. I don't remember buying the LG TV. I don't remember lying on the red hammock. The memories I have from those 12 years are so few. Like seeing Hannah for the first time, Grayson's birth, the moments that I can remember so viscerally that I can almost step back into them, I could probably count on both hands. Which means 99.9% of every moment you or I live in will be completely and totally forgotten about, lost on a westerly breeze. All that worry, all that pain, all that regret, pointless in letting any of it ruin the most important thing that we have. What's the most important thing we have, Steph? Have you got your bowls out, you starving swines? Here comes the wisdom. All we have is the now. And 99.9% of the now will vanish like it never existed. The only thing that lingers, the only thing that matters, is the tiny sliver of time where you're truly present. Those moments, those flashes, when you look someone in the eye and really see them, or when you hold your newborn for the first time, and the illusion of time stops, that's the real stuff. The rest is just noise. So why let the noise drown out all the beauty? Stop chasing, stop worrying, and just be here now, because that's all we got. I told you, dripping in wisdom. Dripping in wisdom. Anyway, thanks for watching this week's video. You're the best. I should probably plug my blackout cards. Should buy some blackout cards. Anyway, I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. You're the best. Enjoy your life. Appreciate the now.